Was that the play to win the game? Just
That
get
was the play.
Steph, go get it.
Get the ball to Steph and get out of the way. Yeah, I mean, I was shocked that I just talked to him. He said it was his first ever walk-off game winner. Obviously, he's had plenty in the final seconds, but I didn't know that. But a fitting end to a grind-out game that we really needed. You know, I think in some ways we had forgotten how hard you have to play to win in this league, and I think tonight our guys remembered that lesson, especially, you know, during that first half where we were getting our butts kicked and nothing was going our way. But just really proud of the guys for competing and staying with it. And I felt like every single guy who got out there made an impact and competed. Jordan Poole was great. Looney continues to have just a phenomenal season, and great win. One of our best wins of the year under the circumstances of, you know, where we are right now.
Pretty massive celebration there afterwards. Kind of a emotional release. And do you think this could be something that like gets you out of this whatever this is, and Steph also?
I'm not worried about Steph. You know, Steph is always going to make a huge impact on the team, and he's going to have some stretches where he's scorching, and then he'll have some cold stretches. That's all part of it. But I'm hoping, and I mentioned this to the guys after the game, that this is the first game where we remember how hard you have to play and actually start a streak where we establish that baseline of work and grit and fight and energy and enthusiasm, because it takes all that stuff, especially when you're facing adversity, like we are with the injuries and the schedule and everything else. So it was a good reminder, and hopefully this is the start of us getting back on track, but we'll see.
Steve, Otto had a good sequence there with a big key rebound and a big three in those closing minutes. How much did that mean? And also, did Jordan get the wind knocked out of him on that play when the hand to the face there?
So Otto was great. He made some huge plays down the stretch. Otto is a fantastic basketball player. Every day I watch film, obviously. I watch, you know, our games very closely, and it's remarkable how many feel plays he makes at both ends, just over and over and over again. He's a perfect fit with our team, and just a wonderful teammate and worker, and he's had a brilliant year for us, and a great game tonight. As for Jordan, I don't know. I just saw him on the ground, but he said he was okay. I didn't know what happened.
How would you sort of describe how Steph's game? I mean, he seems so out of sorts. You know, I think 0 for 7 or 8, and then you look up and he's got 8 assists mid-third quarter, and then he starts making a few shots. I mean, how does that happen? That he's just seems like he's playing so terribly, and yet he finds a way to kind of get back on track.
Yeah, I mean, that's the deepest level of confidence that a player can have, turning an 0 for 10 or whatever he was to start the game into a night where he hits the game-winning shot at the buzzer. That's incredible confidence, but that's what Steph has, and he's used to this. He lives by the motto of, you know, the next one's going in. He genuinely believes it, and he understands the power behind that thinking. And you know, he played 44 minutes last night with the overtime game. I told him at mid-fourth, I said, I think I got to get you out for a minute or two. And he said, no, I'm fine as long as this game doesn't go overtime. And so when we got the ball back tied, I was, praying that he made the shot for many reasons. I didn't want him to play another 44 minutes, but just an incredible, gritty performance from Steph on a night when he didn't really have it going, but he stuck with it and hits the game winner.
As a follow-up to your point there, how worried were you about his workload back-to-back nights?
Yeah, I mean, that's not what we want to do, but where we are right now and the injuries that we have, if we want to win the game, this is what we have to do. So we still feel confident that over the course of the season we're going to get him the rest that he needs. And whether it's, a few days off or, shorter minutes in certain games. But, we've talked about it a lot, and he feels good, and Rick feels good about it. So I think we're fine. But, a lot of games right now. Another game, in a day and a half. So we got to just keep moving forward, but keep an eye on him too.
Steve, I don't know if you saw it or not, but there was a pretty wild celebration after Steph shot, and it went on for a while. What do you make of it, this team being that, you've been chasing championship this year, that's what the mentality is, and now you're celebrating a regular season win in January. What does that mean to you? Yeah. What do you make of that?
I make of that the fact that it's been a real struggle the last couple of weeks, and it hasn't been fun. It's no fun losing. We've just had some adversity, and we haven't handled it very well. We've just haven't brought the requisite energy and force that it takes to win when you're under siege. And that's why that was what tonight was about, was recognizing that, doing something about it, falling down early, playing terribly, but sticking with it. And so that celebration was as much relief as anything, but the celebration was warranted. We've been in a tough stretch.
Yeah, Monty just asked about the celebration, but earlier, Steph had the kick to the chair. Do you kind of like seeing that side of him, and what do you kind of think was the biggest frustration at that point in the game for him?
It's been building up. We have stunk it up the last couple of weeks, and he hasn't played his best. So he's one of the all-time great competitors. That's probably the most underrated aspect of Steph, is his competitive fire, and he's just frustrated with the way things have gone.
You've talked about how you hope that this game was a catalyst moving forward on the macro level, but for individually, for a guy like Jordan Poole, having a breakout game tonight after been struggling a little bit moving to the bench, do you hope that he can carry this over off the bench once Clay is back out there?
Yeah. And, part of the message for Jordan is the same message that the whole team gets. Doesn't matter what your role is. You play your ass off every night. And it's hard to change, your role during the middle of the season, but who cares? Like, that's your job. And I thought he responded well tonight after some recent struggles. And obviously when Clay is, fully back in the mix, and playing 30-plus minutes, then, Jordan's role will continue to shift. But if he plays as hard and as confidently as he did tonight, he's gonna see plenty of action.
So when Clay is out there, is that what you see from Jordan when he's coming off the bench? Just a little.
I'm sorry?
I said, so is that what you're seeing from Jordan when he is coming off the bench? Just a different type of confidence than what he displayed tonight, or in other instances?
It's hard to say. It's only been, I think Clay's played in 5 or 6 games. I don't know exactly, but we haven't had enough games to really judge that. But my point about the whole team recently being in a little bit of a funk, it goes hand in hand with roles and shifting minutes and injuries and different responsibilities. Everybody deals with that stuff, so you got to just get over it and compete, and that's what we did tonight.
Steve, you just...
All right, get a little bit more information about that Steph Curry win.